What are some goals for you guys, for your group this spring, Coach?
I think we definitely want to get better each practice. We want to improve with the fundamentals. The goal is for us to simply learn the defense and just continue to improve each day as we go through practice. Want those guys to be urgent, each day and be prepared as they come to the meetings and and execute the defense in practice and effort running to the ball. So.
Do you want to find something out about the depth chart, especially at nose tackle?
Yeah. We want our guys to compete, especially at every position up front. Both in spots and that nose position. Just continue to compete because I think that's the past 2 years. That's how we've been able to have success is guys competing and working for that starting role.
How soon after you first saw Johnny did you realize this guy's pretty good? Or was it like immediate? Was it like when you saw him in film? Or tell me, when did you realize what you kind of had with him?
Yeah, with Johnny specifically, one of the first things we did when we got here was we watched film on every player, defensive player. And at that moment, we knew we had someone, a special player on the defensive line, special athlete. And then we got a chance to see him train and work out with our strength and conditioning staff and see him compete in spring ball. We knew we had a special player in him and everyone else. So
He obviously has skill set ready for the next level, but how much is it going to help him to be here another year, playing against the Big Ten, doing all the things you guys want him to do? How much does that help him down the road?
Yeah, I think from a skill set standpoint, he's got the talent, but from a skill set, you want to continue to build on what you've done in the past and get better to keep refining your skills. And I think that's what he's doing, and that's why he feels like he wants to come back and continue to work to get better each and every day.
Is there one or two things specifically you really want to see from him? Is there a couple of things you kind of talk to him, hey, let's work on this, or is it different?
It's not just one thing. It's just continue to stack. We talk about stacking days, and for him, and that's really what it comes down to is just finding something that we got to work on. It's never a perfect practice. There's never a perfect team session, so it's always going to be something for him to work on. So he's definitely trying to continue to work on his run defense and pass rush ability early down and third down. So that's always going to be something he works on.
Are he and Keith are they like a great tandem to have that? Do they really kind of play off each other in terms of what they do well and how they mess with the offense?
Yeah, they Keith and Johnny are totally two different players,
of course,
individuals in themselves. And I think as a defense, I think the way we have success is that all the guys work together and do their job, and I think as long as both of those guys are doing their job, we're all working in tandem together.
Is there a maintenance plan for those two in the spring? They're obviously guys that you want to keep healthy. Are they going full go the whole spring? Or?
I think the maintenance plan is built in for all of our players. The way we preach recovery and hydration. Just the way we approach this off season with our winter conditioning, having an 8 weeks period of training for our guys. Working strategically how we start spring ball in terms of our focus and field zones and down and distance focus. That's a great question, Coach B. But there's a maintenance plan in the way that we preach recovery and being fresh each day.
Are Keith and Johnny kind of the blueprint of what you guys kind of want in that position? Are they you kind of drew the perfect guy up, or they kind of where you want that position to be generally?
We want production. We definitely want production. So that's why we're always going to be a developmental program to continue to develop our players, to allow the game to slow down for them so that they are in position to make plays and be productive for the defense. And we definitely will love and will want to continue to have guys that are productive every year at all the positions up front, especially at those positions on the D-line.
Interested to hear about T-Rod. He's changed positions over the last couple of years. How big is this spring for him?
T-Rod's been playing the same position since he's got here. He's playing that nose position, and for him, this is going to be a huge spring for him. He came in for the first time with us last spring, and it was a great addition to our defensive line. Now to have him for a second spring, another off season, he's a younger player for us. He's the same age as Johnny, so from an experience standpoint, this is going to be huge for him to have a spring ball, 15 practices, more meeting time, just more opportunities to get out there and work and try to stack days.
You had to recruit Johnny a second time, pretty much. What was your pitch to him about coming back and how that could help him?
That's just the day and age of college football, and I think really what it comes down to is relationships. We just want to continue to build and maintain relationships with our players. Just everything we say to our players, how we coach them, the relationship we have with them, we're either building or tearing down trust. And so, to your question or to your comment about recruiting them a second time, I think it was more so just maintaining and building and continuing to maintain relationships with him and his family, and and establishing and continuing the trust that we built with them.